Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest YouTube Kid on the Block. We call it as Mashariki. And my name is Pravin S.Eazhawa. Mashariki has been conceived to meet two objectives. One, information should be simple, and two, information should be easily understood. I want to focus on the continent that is considered to be the last frontier that needs to be conquered by many businessmen and investors. There are a lot of information available, but probably it is scantily available. It is considered to be the second largest market after WTO. And why not? Africa boasts of 54 sovereign countries. It boasts of a population of 1.3 billion as of 2018. It boasts of a GDP of 3.4 trillion USD. And today, I'm going to walk you through how you're going to enter Africa in the most easiest possible way that would shape up your future and the continent that you are planning to be conquered as your next investment destination. Stay tuned for more as I dwell more into Africa. Geographically, these 54 countries, you will find them eastern, western, northern, or the southern side of Africa. I'm going to talk about this one particular country from the eastern side of Africa, which has made tremendous gain in last decade. It is considered globally to be number one in protecting minority investors. Number 4, ranked globally in getting credit. It is the third largest economy behind Nigeria and South Africa. It is the largest economy in Eastern and Central Africa. I guess by now you have guessed it. Yes, it is the country that to the northeast it is borders South Sudan, to the north by Ethiopia, to the east by Somalia, to the west by Uganda, to the south by Tanzania, to the southeast by Indian Ocean. This beautiful country, which has made tremendous gain and should be considered as gateway for any investor to Africa, is Kenya. Kenya is one of the countries which has made tremendous progress since its inception. From 120 to as of 2020 to number 56. It is one country where the government has really supplemented to the effort in making an ideal destination. Over 200 processes which were manual have been re-engineered as of 2019. Isn't that amazing? But that's not it. You would be interested to know as an investor, what would my return on investment be when I come to Kenya? As an investor, when you choose a destination, one of the most important things that you look at is how would you maximize your return on investment? And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about, because these incentive programs that is available, you might have read, but unfortunately you don't find a place where you have this customized for you. There is not a single African country probably of what I know of which comes closer to what we have in Kenya. And that's why I always believe and say Kenya should be your investment destination of choice. With a population of 47.6 million, with around 100,000 graduates coming out, English being spoken as one of the primary language in the country, making communication easier. What else are you looking at? Incentives? Yes, we do have the best incentive across Africa. And today, I'm going to declutter this information to you. We have two types of incentive that you can think of. Of the two, one has been a legacy, something that was enacted by a law in 1990. It is called as the Export Processing Zones Authority. Though it was conceived as an idea for manufacturing, but it has been flexible, and in last 30 years, it has moved beyond leaps and bounds, facilitating the ideal investment destination, not subjecting to just manufacturing, but if you think of anything else into value chain, into ICT, into BPO, then export processing zone would be an ideal destination for you. The only catch, 80% of whatever is being manufactured or produced should be exported outside the East African community. East African community is considered local, but it comprises of countries like Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, and South Sudan. That is your EPZA program. I'm also gonna introduce the second program that was introduced in the year 2015, which is called as the Special Economic Zones Act. I'm going to mix and match together both of them because there are few items which are similar, but the incentive differs. Special Economic Zones Act is more diversified and it is coming of age to the legacy investment scheme, but both schemes are working in tandem beautifully. So I'm going to talk about the benefits you have in both so that you can make a comparative. Now, when you talk about an SEZ program, it's an open program which do not distinguish any local or foreign. You can do locally, supply your manufactured or produced goods locally or internationally without any restriction. And it is more diversified. Whether you're planning an industrial park, whether you're planning an agricultural park, whether you're considering a BPO, ICT, science and technology, livestock, business service, SEZ welcomes you. When you talk about export processing zone, for the first 10 years, you do not pay any single corporate tax. You are given a complete tax exemption for the first 10 years. From the 11th year, you're going to pay 25%. VAT, which is called as the value added tax, is 16%, is completely waived off. Customs, any raw material, any machinery that comes, once you're in EPZA program, you are completely exempted. Stamp duty is completely exempted. Capital expenditure on building and machinery is waived off 100% if you have an EPZ organization within the counties of Nairobi, Mombasa, or Kisumu. But guess what? Kenya has 47 counties, so if you select any of the other 44 counties, you get a capital expenditure waiver up to 150%. Isn't that interesting? If it is not, let's go further. As an expatriate, the biggest concern comes in what happens to withholding taxes, dividend, or royalties, or management fees. If you're in EPZA zone, you get a complete waiver for the first 10 years. From the 11th year, you pay 15% as withholding tax, 10% on dividends, 20% on management fees. Isn't this interesting for you to come to EPZA? Additionally, it's a one-stop shop. So what is going to happen is all your requirement as far as setting up is concerned is done within this one-stop solution. EPZA provides you one-stop shop, which means after you make the application, you have a business proposal to be written to be approved by EPZA zone. After the approval, your organization would be set up in less than 48 hours. If you're an expat, your visa requirements are also being taken care of by this one-stop solution. Once you're in EPZA zone, it is a responsibility of the EPZA authority to walk you through to ensure you are fully complied and set up in this country. That is EPZA for you. Now let's go back to SEZA. Most of the benefits of EPZA applies to SEZA as well, but there's some changes. The first one is a corporate tax. As far as corporate tax with SEZA is concerned, there is no 100% exemption. For the first 10 years, you pay 10% of corporate tax, and then from the 11th year you pay 15%. So that's a difference that you have in both. You have been exempted from VAT, you're given the same capital expenditure in the regions, you are exempted from any sort of customs also under the SEZ program. There's a small difference when it comes to withholding tax, dividend, royalties. They are pegged at 5 and 10% respectively. So these are the benefits that you get from SEZA. One of the biggest benefit in both of them is 100% of the organization can be owned by a foreigner. There is no restriction. And as I said, in Kenya, we are number one globally in protecting minority investment. As I said earlier, Government of Kenya re-engineered over 200 processes. If you plan for a normal registration, all you need to do is create an account on eCitizen, go to Business Registration Service, and then register your company. It is a simple walkthrough registration process which takes less than 10 minutes, and to get your company approved, it is less than 48 hours. Because of the re-engineering process undertook by the Government of Kenya, 4 mandatory documents will be supplied to you immediately as soon as the registration happens, which includes the Certificate of Incorporation, the Kenya Revenue Authority PIN and their ITAC login, your NHIF company details, your NSSF company details. Isn't this interesting for you to come to Kenya? And hence, Kenya should be right on top when you decide to start your company in Kenya. So what this has done is, coming to Kenya has been made more easier. You can come in as a businessman, as an investor, or you can come as a venture capitalist who is interested to invest in a particular company of your choice. As I wind up, possibly there could be a myth where you're thinking whether these programs have been designed for foreigners. The answer is no. The program is designed for anyone and everyone who plans to invest in this country. All are welcome. Before I part away with you today, I just realized Kenya is a country which has a median youth age of 19 years old. So one of the most important questions is, what is in it for me from these programs? EPZA has been in forefront. Thinking of Kenyans and the youths, they have come up with a beautiful program called as SME Development Program. This program mandates that 75% of a shareholding of such a company should be owned by Kenyans. 25% can be a foreign investor or individual. You can start a business with 14 million shilling. This should not be a startup but an existing business. Now, what are the benefits you're going to get? The benefit you have, EPZA will give you the exact same benefit as I mentioned earlier. To add on that, you will have the first 4 months as a rent-free period within their premises. This allows you to set up your organization smoothly without having the burden of paying the rent. Also remember, the rent is generally 50% less than what the normal EPZA companies would pay. Since this is a new company, EPZA will also work with you in capacity building. It will also work with you to find market linkages to ensure that your business is successful. EPZA is committed to ensure that your business is successful by them walking you through the entire process to ensure when you come to EPZA, you have a successful partner with you to walk you through. These are the benefits that you get when you come to Kenya. The government of Kenya has identified and realized inclusive growth of both local and international investors, as well as the locals in the country, is of paramount interest. And if you have noted, all these programs have been designed and developed keeping in mind to give an holistic 360-degree benefit to each and everyone involved in the process. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope today's video has been informative and educative in the areas wherein you had some doubts. I tried to declutter and give you information in an easier possible manner. If you have any further queries, I would be dropping in my email address wherein you can go ahead and send your queries and I would write to you personally, or if need be, we can have another show addressing your queries. I would also drop the link for Ken Invest, which is the umbrella body which will have the links for all the other agencies like Export Processing Zone, Special Economic Zones, etc. and all the other benefits that I probably might have missed out. Please go ahead and check out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pravin and you're watching Mashariki. Please do not forget to click on the like, share and subscribe button so that as soon as we upload another episode, you would be the first one to receive it. Until next time, it's bye-bye. Thank you.